Okay, I don't know which end the microphone's on. As usual, it's my iPad. Um, a video for my good YouTube friend, I'm a Forester. And why I love my P365 more than I love my P938 and both 9mm. And I own over 20 pistols that would be considered concealed carry. And since, oh boy, the end of March, this is all I've carried. I have not carried anything else. This is the 10 round with the pinky extension. The 10 round flush fit and the 12 round extended magazine all make zero difference in the way I shoot this pistol. It has an undercut trigger guard here. Okay. And I can get all 12 fingers. I can get a very high grip. I can get all, did I say 12 fingers? I have 12 toes. All 3 fingers. All 3 fingers on here. And it's perfect. Okay. I one-hand it, two-hand it. I really can't grip this loosely because it fits so well in my hand. I'm just up so high on this, and the texture is fantastic. It has texture, but it's not rough texture. It's like a home stipple job. I think on the Smith & Wesson M&P compact pistols, well, I know that the texture is plastic sticking up, whatever you'd call that, little pimples sticking up. And on this, which end's the camera on? I guess it's on this end. It's actually just some sort of stippling that depresses areas, and it's just perfect. Okay. And with the 938 doesn't have an undercut, but with the extended magazine, I can get my pinky on there. And unfortunately, unless I take my time gripping it, which, why wouldn't you? That beaver tail kind of snags me a little bit. I was speaking to my wife last night, and I said, you watch a lot of YouTube reviews, and people discuss pistols in terms of concealed carry pistols, in terms of how well they can shoot them all day long, with how much comfort they can shoot them, or lack of comfort, all day long. That's not my criteria for a concealed carry pistol. I don't intend to shoot it all day long or put 500 rounds of time through it. If you want to, cool. I mean, it's a free country still. Weight-wise, these are both the same. Size-wise, they're both roughly the same with some exceptions. The 365 has a rail for a light and or laser, or combo light and laser. So it's going to be a little bit deeper or wider in this area. The 938 has the wider handle grip, front to rear, but I really don't. If I grip it this way, and I've done this before, but I have to refresh my memory. This one's actually more difficult to grip, and that's just relative to one another. I don't feel like I'm locked in with one hand on this pistol, and this pistol has checkering on the front, and it's nice. I love this pistol. I carry this all the time for a long time. This pistol, the 365, has its thinner grip really allows me to lock in on that, and I'm not getting bunched up on the rear of the frame. I'm up there tight, of course, but I don't feel like I'm cramped. So, and then there's this. This is single action only, so I'd have to carry it cocked and locked, which isn't a problem. The lock on this is very positive, but I would have to take it off, which isn't a problem, because I shoot 1911 pistols regularly, and I wind up sweeping a non-existent safety off of striker-fired pistols all the time at the range. So that's not an issue for me, and it wasn't an issue when I carried this. This is, in my mind, this is the perfect, and there's the sight picture, carry pistol for me at this time. Both have good sight pictures, both tritium inserts. I don't notice at the range, I don't notice that one is better than the other. Everybody says, well, this has the big green dot in the front. There might be a little bit more distance between the in the notch in the rear. On the rear sights, let me switch my hands on the iPad. Magazine ejection, that's good. And this one, I can be super tactical and just push in. And I actually, hearing it just now, it's a little more positive inserting a magazine on the P365. I carry this one. My wife carries one. My son saw them. He now carries one, but he also carries a Glock 22 and 40 Smith & Wesson. So that's another story. This fits in the DeSantis Nemesis holster. I'm not going to put my hand in front of it to I know somebody that shot themselves a few weeks ago doing that. They were putting a Smith & Wesson shield back into a holster, and it was loaded at the time, and she had her hand on the muzzle end of the holster, and it went off, and she had to have temporary pins put in place by a hand surgeon, And yeah, I guess this is the V5 size. It's not very big. It disappears in my slacks. And what can I say? They're both very accurate pistols for their size. Shake this off. But the 938, the perceived recoil is much greater for me than the 365. So there you go. I really don't know what else to say about it. The trigger on this is nice. It breaks when it's at 90 degrees. It's loaded, so I'm not going to play with the trigger. I don't feel like unloading it. My view on guns is don't get shot. I leave them in the holster, I unload them, and then I clean them and play with them and all that sort of stuff, but I'm just not in the mood to unload a gun right now, so I'm not going to be playing with triggers. The 938 has a very nice trigger as well, and I've heard some people say it breaks at 10 pounds. That's absolutely not true unless I got the cream of the crop, because mine breaks at less than 5 pounds. And I think I use a Lyman digital trigger gauge, and I think a lot of people guess, and I know a lot of people guess on YouTube. They say, well, I don't have a trigger gauge, but my finger's telling me this is about 4.5, 4 3/4 pounds. Okay. And that's all I have to say. Width-wise, I thought that's all I had to say. Width-wise, boy, that's hard to say. I always keep calipers on my coffee table. Okay, get this from the front, right there. We'll set that aside. And this is my wife's ubiquitous hair. She has dark hair, long dark hair. So it's, oh yeah, as I suspected. This is a millimeter, maybe more than that, more narrow than the 938. And of course the 938 has a greater width front to rear, like that. But we do get the hump right here to lock the hand in. Very nice. But boy, that's a big difference. This is the first time I've actually measured that. And the first time I saw the 938, I was thinking, wow, that is a small grip. But you can see my chunky monkey hands here with age spots. I'm turning 58 next month. But this is, I really just lock in on this. And I think that having my hand, this is more slippery. There really isn't anything on the rear. And the 365 does have the stippling up the rear. Not stippling, but whatever that grip texture is. And I'm just locked in on this. This has the 365. These are all points I was thinking about for making this. 365 has the larger trigger guard, but the effective space from here to here and here to here is about the same. Looks like you might get a little bit more top to bottom with the 365 and the 938. Whatever, I guess they had to make it this way to keep that, instead of having the grip come up to fill in that area in the back. It would look kind of strange. So smaller grip, but I lock in better. Same exact weight, 10 rounds in the magazine, 7 rounds in the magazine, shoots softer, more locked in, both accurate, both have good sights, and both are 100% reliable. Of the three P365s that we have in this house have all been 100% reliable. And I guess that says a lot. It's a sample size of 3, not a sample size of 1, as some people always say. So I can say this is a sample size of 3. And we love them. There you go. Hope this helps. Take care.